Joined now on badgerbeat.com by Tom Oates for his grades from the Badgers' 48-0 shellacking of Tennessee Tech. Oatesy, let's start with the offense. You give a team that had 3 100-yard running backs and a quarterback that completed 13 passes in a row at one point, a B+. Tell us what you saw that you liked, what you saw you didn't like.
Well, you had over 600 yards, which was nice. 3 running backs over 100, which was nice. I think the quarterback started spreading the ball around a little more to receivers other than Jared Abbrederis, which was nice. There was just some inconsistency. On 4 or 5 drives, they stopped themselves with a penalty, with an interception, with a poorly thrown ball. Just a bunch of little things. I don't think Tennessee Tech ever stopped them this game. I think there were times when they stopped themselves. Hence, you had to mark them down a little bit. But all in all, it was a terrific offensive performance.
Let's see, the defense, back-to-back shutouts, you give them an A. Looks solid out there. I guess grading on a curve, perhaps you might have knocked them down, and we'll find out how good they are next week.
Well, yeah, you could grade them on a curve, but I chose to grade them for this game. And the curve certainly is what kind of team they were playing against and how tough the competition was. Fact is, they allowed just over 100 yards, 6 first downs, and really never let this team breathe. I think we all thought this team could challenge Wisconsin on the perimeter, maybe get over the top a little bit and hurt them. Their longest play was 14 yards from scrimmage. So you saw a defense there that did exactly what it had to do. If you were grading on a curve, yeah, you would take into consideration that that wasn't the most talented team they've played. But on the other hand, they did what they had to do out there, and they really stifled Tennessee Tech and never gave them any chance to think they had any ability to move the ball even.
Oh, it's an easy area to mark down special teams. You gave them a C+, I think for obvious reasons for fans who were here today.
Well, the kicking situation is really, I think, critical at this point. And you saw Kyle French miss an extra point, bounce off the uprights. You saw Jack Russell miss a 31-yard field goal bouncing off the uprights. That can't happen, and that's scary going into Arizona State and then the Big Ten season that they haven't gained the consistency there that they want to gain. I know Drew Meyer didn't punt much today, but boy, he's a really good punter, and when he does punt, he makes the kind of punch you want. And as far as receiving the ball, I mean, they're going to probably still use Jared Abbrederis there at times when they really need the ball secured. I think they're going to put Abbrederis in there with the great hands. But Kenzel Doe had some nice returns. He had a 20-yarder or 16-yarder. He had a 65-yarder that was called back. And, maybe they don't need Abbrederis there. And if that's the case, fine, because he's such a valuable component on their offense. He's really the only great, what I would say, great wide receiver that they have at this point.
Coaching an A-, not a lot of adjustments today, but they've done a nice job, I thought, of getting different personnel in there.
No, and I didn't notice it in the paper. I didn't mention it in the paper, but give them an A for not revealing much. I don't think they revealed much on either side of the ball in either one of these two games. And going into the Arizona State game, I think that's huge. I don't think they've given Arizona a lot of film to watch, and I think that's huge. There were some other things that you really liked. I particularly loved it when Rob Havenstein came off the field without a shoe, and they switched 4 of the 5 spots on the offensive line, and on the next play, Melvin Gordon goes 37 yards for a touchdown. So to be able to have that kind of flexibility, and for that coach to have that unit prepared in such a way that they can go on the field and do that speaks a lot about that group and that coach.
Overall an A-, and now the real grading begins.
Yeah, I think it's a case of, this is like an NFL preseason here. You had these 2 games that you should win. They did win. They played pretty well. They need to get more consistent in a few areas. But now the real games start. They have to push the reset button, and I think the season starts Saturday night at Arizona State.
All right, Oatesy, thanks a lot for the grades. Enjoy your trip to Arizona.
I will.